But I think just in the couple of minutes we have left, if you don't mind, Terrell, Cort, just a practical question that's maybe shared by many of us listening is that if you're a company, a firm considering adopting an algorithmic pricing solution, how do you manage your exposure in terms of antitrust risk?
I'm happy to start, and obviously Terrell, I'm sure, has thoughts too. I think a lot of it builds on what we've been discussing, being thoughtful about your compliance obligations and your compliance program, making sure that you have knowledgeable folks who are familiar with antitrust guardrails and principles who are in the room when these technologies are being developed and trained and what they're being trained on and all the things that Terrell alluded to. I think on the back end, there's probably, and this goes back to the real page and hotel case, I think those will be worth watching because defenses raised there, if successful, will give us some indications of other mitigation techniques. Um, for example, the defendants there have alleged that even if the algorithm generated a recommended price, that it wasn't accepted all the time, that a human had to accept or reject the price that was recommended. And so I think having that level of human intervention is helpful in that regard, insofar as it also introduced variability into the resulting prevailing rents in that case, which defeats a presumption of parallel conduct. At a high level, more human engagement is probably a good thing. But Terrell, I don't know if you have other ideas on mitigation.
Yeah, I do think human review is a key element. And I think trying to really understand what is the strategy, right? If the predictive tech is like, hey, we have a really good plan, we're going to discount below cost for a while, gain market share. And then when we have all these new customers, we are going to raise our prices. One might go, that sounds predatory, right? It could work, right? You have the information, you can crunch the numbers to see how long you could pursue that strategy and ultimately decided it's the best one for gaining share and raising price. But it does happen to be a cognizable antitrust law violation. So making sure that humans are monitoring for that kind of outcome, I think, is important. And then a couple other things. I think when we're thinking about vendors for this technology, making sure that your data isn't going back into a huge data set that may involve other competitors' data, trying to make sure that decisions are being made unilaterally with the technology, especially if other competitors are using the same kind of technology. Just being like, yep, we're all using the same tools, but we use ours this way over here, and we don't talk to the vendor about that, and we don't talk to our other competitors about that. It's that tool unilaterally over here. So being able to just be real clear about where some of those guardrails are too, contractually, I think will be important.